Okay, so this is part 2 of our triggering test. We want to show that we can trigger on a 50 millivolt signal. So what we have right now set up is a sine wave at 10 kilohertz, or a little below 10 kilohertz, right around 10 kilohertz, at 250 millivolt peak to peak, a quarter of a volt between all that. We're showing you that we're still triggering on it, although it's a little jittery at the 250 millivolt level with our 10x attenuation probe. But what we need to do to get down to 50 millivolts is kind of show you our highest resolution seatbelts off mode. So to do that, we're going to pull off the 10 times probe and hook up a BNC probe. So our effective attenuation is going to go from being 20 times right off the bat to now only 2 times. So in this seatbelts off mode, you would be able to effectively measure only plus or minus 10 volts peak to peak without frying something. So you only go into this mode if you know that you need the absolute best resolution that you can get, and that you know that there's no chance that you're going to send it a signal that is going to be too high for it to measure. There's that. There's that. Oh my god, this does not want to stay on. Okay, that's that. So now you can see that we're still triggering on it. We're still in the seatbelt off mode. Still 250 millivolts peak to peak, but now we can lower it quite substantially here and still be able to trigger on it. Here we go. Is our trigger level alright?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, well, that's right about 50 millivolts. It's jumping around a lot on this. Wow. This scope is having trouble triggering on that. So you can see that's right around 50 millivolts up down there in the corner. It jumps around quite a bit because of the noise that's riding on the line. It's 50 millivolts peak to peak, more or less.
Well, here's some bit things.
You can see here in our scope that it is right around 50 millivolts, and we're still triggering on this rising edge of the sine wave. And I can show you the same happens for, I'll change it to a triangle wave. We are still triggering on it there. And there's a square wave, triggering on the rising edge of that one. That one's easy. Square waves are the easiest to trigger on. We can show you falling edge now. There's the falling edge of the square wave. There's the falling edge of the triangle wave. And there's the falling edge of the sine wave. So we're triggering successfully on a 50 millivolt peak to peak signal. And that is all that we need to show for this part of the test. Next we'll have the 50 volt peak to peak and 25 volt peak to peak sine wave with the power coming out of the wall.